Hello gamers and welcome back to the Armbar Arcade, and it's time for a new complete series, and I'm going to be playing
Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back.
Thank you very much Dr. Cortex for the voiceover there. Yeah, as he kind of gave away there, and as you can kind of see right in front of your faces, I'm going to be playing Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back on the PlayStation 1. Let's get straight into it, and I'll explain why this is my next choice for a complete series. But first, more from Dr. Cortex. Definitely had mornings like that as well, mate. Can sympathise with you there. Yeah, had some bad ones. No. Well, I'm glad you found something to laugh about after plummeting out of a blimp into a cave. And you're now in the darkness, so, hello darkness, my old friend. It took him a year to get out of that cave? Oh, that's what he was doing. He was building a Doom space station, which is one up from a Doom fortress. I think if you're a slightly more, like, ambitious Bond villain or, you know, mad villain, look at him, he's got a nuclear missile wedged in his head. That's his, like, second in command. And that is spectacular hair. Dr. Cortex had some of the best hair in all video gaming. And one of the best voices. An enemy. Look at him there, he's probably like gravelly. Meanwhile, here is our hero. He's asleep.
Crash.
Daydreaming about stuff.
My battery is fried.
And he's now got to go find a spare laptop battery. Which raises a few questions right off the bat. Mainly about where the fuck is he going to find a laptop battery in a rainforest. And should we not just go somewhere where you could plug in your fucking laptop? Anyway, I'm not here to be literal. I'm here to do the controller settings, because I'm playing this on PS3. Right, here we go. It's Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, he can spin. And he likes fruit. He has his 5 a day. They're just 5 Wumpa fruit. And it's Aku Aku. Look at the mask. The mask that no one knows what he actually says when you actually pick the box up. And I got a life. That's nice. So straight away, this is not quite as masochistic as the previous generation of platformers, because we got an extra life within 5 seconds of starting the game. So yeah, this is Crash Bandicoot 2. This is a little thing that appeared like if you didn't skip the if you just didn't skip the intro, you could just play this little extra level, which gave you like a life and a mask and everything. I don't know how many people probably know about it by now, because this game's fucking old, depressingly. But if you skip that intro, if you just press skip in the first cutscene, you'd end up coming in right PS1 load times here. There we go. Oh my god, what is this? Look at holograms. It's like Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome.
I love this
I
voice,
apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down.
He has that proper, like, evil megalomaniac voice. I'm like, I'm sorry for the crude means of which I needed to bring you here.
Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this.
Yeah, I can say from experience, mate, they're not hidden at all.
That's all I will say for now. We will speak.
And the hologram cuts him off as well. So yeah, here we go. It's Crash Bandicoot 2. There's Crash. Look at him there. He's just sort of, look at him there. He's just a sort of small orange and blue thing with some sneakers. And he's tired. You've barely fucking done anything, mate. Maybe, and now he's just considering his life choices. I love this about old platformers. And now he's wondering what the fuck I'm doing. Like, what am I doing here? What? Are you going to do something, mate? Yeah, alright, there you go. So, we've got hub worlds. Well, this is the main hub. And they go in sort of hubs of 5. There are 25 levels in total. So these are the first 5 levels, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a load save screen. And then this thing in the middle, once we've beaten the first 5 levels, we can sort of go up and then into the next room via a boss fight and blah, blah, blah. So very simple. Where's the first? There we go. First level, Turtlewoods. Let's get to it, shall we? Motherfuckers. And I should probably explain why I chose Crash Bandicoot 2 as the next complete series on the Armbar Arcade. We just had Nay doing Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, which was fucking awesome. Really enjoyed that series. Of course, I love Sonic the Hedgehog as well. I grew up on Sonic the Hedgehog. It was my first ever game of all time. But I also loved Crash Bandicoot on the PS1, and I thought, given that we are soon going to have a HD remaster, re-release, remake, reboot, re-thingamy-bob of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games on PS4 with the Insane trilogy, why not go back and play one of those originals as is while we're getting ready for the reboots? Now, this is not me being snooty. What I've seen of those reboots, the remakes, they look fucking awesome. They look amazing. They look really well done. but it also gives me an easy excuse to go back and play this game because I want to. And this is probably my favourite of the original 3 Crash Bandicoot games. There were 3 main... Hang on. Hey, there we go. Little secret level. Secret area on the very first level. There you go. This is what old games are about. This would probably have been hidden in the season pass now if it came out today. It will probably be hidden in the season pass on the new release. Now is not the time to be jaded about new games, AJ. Now's the time to be nostalgic about old games that you really like. Such as this one. This is my favourite of the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 1, which was really good, but masochistically evil and hard to complete. I remember a few years ago, I made it a mission of mine, because that game actually traumatized me as a child with how difficult it was. It was very, very difficult. It was a mean game. Especially with the way it made you collect gems. Because the way these games work, from this one onwards, you collect crystals just for completing a level, mostly. You do gems for... hey, there we go. Let's just avoid all that massive pile of nitro down there. Or it's basically just a dumping ground of Semtex down there. There we go. Boing. Boing. Ooh, gold. That was... Yeah, this is side-scrolling, but it's not 2D. There is a third dimension, so you can't go off the front of the screen like that. That was a thing we struggled with a little bit in the late 90s when platformers went to full 3D. But we are still going here, so how are we going to get across this, you say? Well, we can just do this. Right, here's the thing about the Crash Bandicoot games. The first one was very, very difficult. The second and third ones were a lot easier just to run through, but were still pretty damn evil if you wanted to complete them 100%, which would involve getting the gems, which is if you break all of the boxes on a level. And then I think Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, or Warped as I always used to call it, they had relics. Do you remember relics? Which is when if you completed a level, you could go back in and basically do a time trial of the level, which is quite interesting. So, you basically have to do these in one shot, don't you? And then, yeah, there you go. Banging, there you go. Because you see they go, and then as soon as you... Yes, there you go. This is like Stuntman. I've played these games far... It's like a sort of natural reflex now. These reflex and brain capacity probably could have been used for something far better, but... there we go. So, yeah, this is my favourite of the original trilogy. You had Crash Bandicoot 1, which was fun, but very, very, very masochistically, annoyingly, infuriatingly difficult. This, which I think was the best one all round, and Crash Bandicoot 3, which I think technically was the better game. Like, it had more things. It had the lovely unlockable skills that you could have. Like, you could have a Wumpa Fruit Bazooka, which I approved of, and a tornado spin, which made the... here's the regular spin attack. There you go. It's about as iconic as Sonic's red sneakers. But I think in 3 you could unlock a thing where... Hey, there you go. You could unlock a thing where you mashed square and it sort of went... And it just went into this, like... It was like the Tasmanian Devil, basically. But this was my favourite of the first 3. The one is just... I just like the most. I like the design. I love the levels. I like the music. It still looks gorgeous to this day. It really does. Like, it's ironic that they're doing HD remakes of this game... Of these games, because they don't need them. Like, you probably need HD remakes of games like Metal Gear Solid, which tried realistic 3D graphics at a time way before realistic 3D... Oh, God. 3D graphics probably should have been attempted. They look good in their own way, but they haven't aged well. It's like GoldenEye on the N64. That thing has not aged well graphically. Oh, God. There we go. But this still looks really nice, because it's a unique and very colourful art asset. Look at it! Look how colourful this is! This is so lovely. I'm surprised the new remakes aren't just like... This is all just like brown. And the leaves are like brown as well. And then there's a bit of grey. And then Aku Aku's mask is sort of grey and weary. That's probably if they tried to make a modern Sonic game. Not a Sonic, Crash Bandicoot game. Funnily enough, most platformers from this era, their franchises... Oh, hello. Right, firstly, I want you to try and tell me what he says. What Aku Aku says when you... Oh, there we go. What he says when you pick up this mask. And secondly... Invincibility! Oh, okay. Right. Fuck you! You've got to wait for these rats to spawn out of... Oh, that was okay. Come on! Go! Go! I want to murder everything! Dang on. Give me... There we go. Oh! No, it's a bit of a waste in the end, really. There we go. No one has ever been able to work out what Aku Aku says, both when you pick the mask up in the first place, that thing, I've no idea. And then when you hit something and it uses up one of the hit points, he sort of goes, I only tried. And it sounds like he says, I only tried. And I'm like, that's what I've always believed is what he said. I only tried, as if saying, I only tried to save you. Which is sweet, but no one ever knows what he said. And I don't think anyone has ever explained in canon what he says. Anyway, hey, there we go. We got our first gem. Like I say, you pick up gems for collecting all the boxes on a level, which sounds easy enough, but it can get very tricky later on because I'll explain as we go forward. What made it so evil in the first game is that if you died and went back to a checkpoint, all the boxes in a level would reset. So you basically had one shot to do it. If you died, you'd have to basically restart the entire level to get the gem. As you can see, there's actually another gem on that level. It's a coloured one. Oh, can we just enjoy Crash Bandicoot's I got a gem dance? Look at this guy. Yeah, I'm dropping those moves in Zens next time I'm in there. Anyway, it's time for another hologram from Obi-Wan Cortex Nobi.
Crash, I knew I could rely on you.
Did you?
Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain.
Yep, the Phantom Menace told me
my
that.
intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. Crystals are the only means of containing it.
Really?
The fate of the world is at stake.
Really?
It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Really? Is it now? Is it? Oh, shit. Was I supposed to be bringing your laptop battery? I've kind of been I'll get back to it, okay? I'll get back to it. So, let's just save over here, because after Medal of Honor, I'm not taking any risks with old games suddenly glitching out at any moment. Because the disc is all scratched and everything. But, I have some questions about the story of this game. Some big questions, I'll be honest with you. Will this thing ever load? Oh, there we go, there we go. Don't scare me like that. Yes, right, yeah, Armbar, okay. Armbar, it actually fits! Armbar, there we go. Let's just go Armbar, there we go. So, let's just have a look at some of the holes in the story so far. We have Dr. Cortex, who was our sworn enemy in the first game, just for some context. Let's start the next level, fuck it. He was our sworn enemy in the first game. He was the guy who created Crash Bandicoot as like a mutated, fucked up experiment thingy. As is, you know, all the great superhero origin stories. He was then our sworn enemy. He tried to kill us throughout the first game. And now is suddenly getting back to us like, oh, Crash, a little bit awkward here, mate, but I do kind of need your help to get a bunch of crystals. Because of stuff might happen, and I don't want stuff to happen. The Force and the things. But even from his tone of voice, didn't sound very convincing, did he? And I was able to spot that when I was 8 years old first playing this game. Anyway, here's a TNT box. You jump on it and it starts counting down. Boom. There we go. And then boom, kaboom. There we go. Two kinds of explosive boxes. You get the nitro boxes, which explode on immediate contact, and you have the TNT boxes, which, if you spin or slide into them, oh my god, they explode immediately. Hang on. Oh, bollocks. I hated this level. Ah, there we go. Yeah, he's not a very good ice skater, is Crash. Not that it should surprise me at all, given he's Australian. They probably don't know that water has a solid phase. In science lessons in Australian schools, they're probably like, well, it has water and then it evaporates. So I've heard sometimes it sometimes goes into a solid form, like ice if it gets too cold. Jenkins, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, mate. Ow! That was my Australian friends giving me karma there. If any of them are watching this video, I'm sorry. But you're on the other side of the world, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, boom, there we go. So we're running through. Boom, get wrecked. Everything about these games had just a lot of ways of killing you. And just a lot of variety, a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting level designs and artwork and just creativity to it. Like I say, that's probably why I say that. Like, I've been doing a blog series on my. Hang on, did I? No, okay. I thought there was some sort of secret back there. This is the sort of game that will hide secret passages down death drops. Like, literally, you see that bit there? If you plunge down there, that's an instant death, as you'd expect. Except there are some bits in the game where you can fall down there and find a secret bit, and it won't be advertised. Like, this bit is advertised. Look, you've got the question mark, like, oh, what's down there? It's a bonus level. Whee! There we go. So, that's simple enough. But there are some bits in the game where it just looks like a death drop. But if you go down there, and you have no... I can only imagine, like, it always made me wonder, like, people who wrote guides for these games back in the day, or, like, posted the guides on, like, game FAQs or something. how did they find some of these secrets in the first place, or find some of these cheats? They must have just been leaked by insiders. But at the time, I was really like naive and young. I'm like, oh, they must have deliberately fallen down every single hole, or just found it by accident. Yeah, that was my 4-year-old self. Anyway, boxes. If you need a primer on the different kinds of boxes, regular ones, just brown ones, just have like one Wumpa fruit in them. Wumpa fruit, these are not apples, by the way. Many people seem to assume they're apples. They are actually Wumpa fruit. So he doesn't have his 5 a day. He just has 63 a day of the same fruit, and that appears to keep him very healthy. He's in shape. He's trim. You know, he's all right. These boxes obviously contain an Aku Aku mask, which goes boom, boom, boom. And see, there you go, little secret thing there. Those boxes there, those green boxes with an exclamation mark, they blow up all the nitro boxes on a level, because obviously they count as boxes, but you can't exactly like break the boxes yourself because they'll just kill yourself. That's a checkpoint right there, as I probably explained. Doobie-doobie-doo, that's a penguin that's going to die, and it's wiped out a box there. You see that box there with that design on it? You may have seen me already bounce it. Boing, boing. You can bounce on those, I think up to 10 times, and it will give you 10 Wumpa fruit. But if you bounce on and then off, and then try and bounce on it again, it will just break immediately, I think. Those question mark boxes can contain anything from 1 Wumpa fruit to a load of Wumpa fruit to a life to... I don't think they contain an Aku mask. But as you can see, also when you collect 100 Wumpa fruit, you get an extra life. Yeah, this is very much a far cry from the 8 and 16-bit era of platformers. As in, I mean, even from the first Crash Bandicoot, this is nowhere near as masochistically tricky. Which is great. I mean, it's tricky in the right way. Like, it's easy to learn and play if you just want to play through to the end, which is largely what we're going to do. I'm not going to obsess too much about 100% on this run. I have completed this game 100% before, and I naturally know all of the secrets. But although some of them are a bit hazy. But if I miss a gem on a level, I'm not going to go back into place. Like, I'll just go back in my own time and complete it if I want to, if I can be bothered. So, boing, boing, boing. Oh, fuck it, I get bored. It's like, a neat thing you can do as well is, if you're just bored. I just like the fact, just a little thing you can do. Hey, another gem. There we go. But if it was like one box missing, then I'd just be like, fuck it, let's just get going with this thing. Because otherwise we'd be here just all year. Basically what I'm hoping for this series is that I can complete it and sort of lead us in naturally to the Insane trilogy coming out and being released. That's kind of the idea. And like I say, I just wanted to go back and play the original, and just enjoy his dance a bit more. Look at him there. Yeah. Pow! Yeah, look at him there. Oh, hello. More holograms. Who's this? Whoa, who the fuck's this guy? Is that... Now, I can't remember, is this Engine or Embryo? He has a lot of... Cortex has a lot of, punnily named henchmen and sidekicks. Let's see what he has to say.
As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy.
Oh, God.
And I will do anything in my power to stop.
I'm now playing off Cortex's own henchmen against him.
It's truly your concern. You must gather the gems.
Okay, so the gems are a thing.
If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser. A laser beam that will destroy Cortex.
I love his uncontrollable giggling fits.
He's created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering...
From gathering what? I have no idea. So, yeah, he's in the fray as well. Engine or Embryo. I think it's Brio. I can't remember who he is. He's another guy from the first game. I think he was a boss fight in the first game. He's basically saying, no, don't collect the crystals because maybe there's a slight chance that Cortex wants them for evil things. I can't think why. The main baddie from the first game suddenly coming back and being like, oh, Crash, I need you to get all these really powerful crystals for me. Just don't ask questions. Mustn't grumble. So, this is weird. I'm now having 2 baddies now playing off against each other for my affections. And I guess so far I'm just collecting both. I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'll collect the crystals. And, hey, if Cortex tries to fuck up the world with them, I'll have the gems to give to Brio so he can counter-fuck up Cortex. I don't know. This is... I feel like a football player in the middle of a contract dispute between 2 massive clubs. Anyway, let's just get on with it. Crash Bandicoot's kind of like Gromit from Wallace and Gromit, in that he doesn't talk, and he just sort of sits there and the world sort of happens around him, and he sort of just makes goofy facial expressions and does things. And he has great eyebrows. Look at them eyebrows. They're amazing. He's yawning. He's bored. Okay, let's get going. He also seems to have ADHD. Whee! That's another thing you can do, by the way. You can do the slide. Whoop, there we go. And if you do a jump at the end of it, it's a little bit higher than normal. So, Go for the skill. No, okay. That's me trying to be fancy. There we go. Do. Kapow! Bam. Now, if any of you have seen, I think a little while back they actually did a. Oh, that's annoying. I don't get invincibility when I'm on my rocket surf. Look at it. I'm on a V8 powered surfboard. That's how Crash Bandicoot rolls, motherfucker. Yeah, you Mario fanboys can keep it. Not that I have any big beef against Mario. It's just I met a lot of very blinkered Mario fanboys. Basically, I was surrounded by them at secondary school, and I'm just sitting there with like my Sonic wristbands and my Crash Bandicoot like obsessions, and I'm like, yeah, you just keep obsessing over a little Italian plumber with dodgy facial hair. I just like this guy. He's cooler. Anyway, these little bonus levels, they're just bonusy bonus levels. I don't think you lose a life from dying on these levels. But, oh god, here we go. There we go. I might just do editing, Adam. If you're feeling particularly patient, why not add the actual countdown clock into the video every time that happens? If you now see a message on the video which just says no fuck off, that would have been editing Adam replying to me. Past and future versions of Adam talking to each other. It's an intergenerational dispute here. Anyway, cleared this. That's fine. That's relatively easy. So, what's quite nice is a lot of these levels aren't too long, and that's a lot of wooden fruit right there. Now you see there, that's basically there are a few you've seen already. There are some levels we've done already where there are other gems in the level. They're normally hidden in other paths that I can't get to at the moment, but you access via other levels later in the game and then come back to. It's all a bit messy, like I say. I will, but yeah, I think if you gather a certain gem at one point, that becomes physical, so you can jump on that and then go somewhere. I think. Anyway, fuck you. So I'm not going to worry me little head too much about it. That's not an innuendo. Shut up. Whoop. There we go. And another checkpoint. Lovely. V8 surfboard time. Look at this. Yeah. Whirlpools of doom. Oh, I've got turbo boost. Fuck. Yeah, I've got a turbo boost. Fuck. Deal with it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Got to navigate the mining community very carefully. That's what Margaret Thatcher did to them in the 80s. Hey-oh! Political satire, as if we're not bored of that. Anyway. Kapow! There we go. Ah, now you see, look. I've only got 34 boxes. So that tells me that the remaining 40-odd boxes must be in the secret level with that blue gem that wasn't physical. Anyway. It's just. I already developed a headache 5 minutes before I started recording, which was just lovely. I'm just like, oh, I'm really looking forward to playing this game. And my head was just like, actually, no, I'm not. Apparently. Oh, here we go. Good. I love his facial expression, like, good, a hologram.
Crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it.
That's quite useful, otherwise. What would you do at this point if you checked in on me like, what, you haven't got any crystals? For fuck's sake, can I just hire someone else for my really evil scheme to destroy... I mean, the scheme to save the planet. That's clearly what I'm doing here. Let's just go and save over here. So, yeah, the story's a bit naff for this game. But I'm sure you weren't playing late 90s platformers for their epic storytelling. This was way before the phrase cinematic was ever used as a thing, unironically, in video gaming. Anyway, it's really just the pits. If you didn't notice what the name of the level was, that joke completely flew over your head. And even if you did, you probably just groaned and facepalmed. So, sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, boing. There we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, more invincibility. Fuck you all! Fuck you! Yes, I will destroy your tent. Come at me, bro. I'll get banged, fam. And then, oh, just get banged. Why would you even attack me? Goodbye. You've just been eliminated, son. This is like MXC. Oh. This is brilliant. They're just timing. As soon as I finish one period of invincibility, another mask shows up. So here we go then. What is this Bandicoot running from? He's not. He's running to the world's toughest competition in town. It is Crash Bandicoot MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Cortex Strikes Back Challenge. I don't know why I'm now suddenly referencing Takeshi's MXC. If you haven't seen it before, I feel sorry for you. If you have seen Takeshi's Castle, which is the British version with Craig Charles, that's fine. Goodbye. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just timed it. Then I'll let you off. But it's basically the American version of that, and it's fucking hilarious. So I may be making some references to it because I've just decided it's something I want to do. And then, boop, there we go. So many different enemies in these games. Like this really did pick up on the spirit of all the old platformers and just turn them 3D and see what you can do with it. Like all the variety of enemies like that. There's 2 different types of turtle. This guy has literally been turned turtle, Nell, and it has side spikes, so you have to jump on it. And then there's the other guys with the other turtles with the chainsaws in their heads, which is a bit painful. Now this is a bit tricky. To get all the boxes, you have to kind of backtrack through this level. It's like a split. Oh god. Now this is. Luckily, I have 2 hit points for that Aku Aku mark. I can take 2 hits. Well, I'm just gonna bang you to start off with. I did just say I was gonna bang a bird. Oh, stop digging, Adam. Stop it. So literally, the reason why I did the left fork first was fork you, but also there were 2 boxes that weren't complete yet. They were just like white frames, and I don't know if you remember me hitting the metal box with an exclamation mark on it. Oh my god, that's close. And then, oops, never mind. Trying to be too fancy. Ooh, gold. That's the thing here. This bit was not designed to be backtracked. Yep, gold. There we go. Well, that helps. Oh, gold. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, this was not designed to be backtrackable. Okay, I ate a hit there. That's fine. Aha! Oops. Okay, I've used up both my hits. Gotta be careful now. Oh, there we go. That's the fort. There we go. So we're fine. So we'll just run back through here. So, yeah, you basically have to kind of backtrack on yourself and do both sides of it. But you have to do this side first because A, it has the crystal, and B, it has the little metal box, which, when you hit it, makes the other boxes physical or something. Very strange. There's no logic to it. But this was back when games, it was just like, what would be fun to play? That was the first thing to ask. Not what will make us the most money, because fuck, we'll be bankrupted unless this game sells 5 bazillion copies. It's like the story recently, wasn't it Hitman or Mass Effect that I read about? I know Hitman was put on ice and like sold off by the developer for being a massive financial failure, even though it sold billions and billions of copies or some nonsense. That's why I despair sometimes about the games industry these days. I'm just like, it's almost like getting to the point where it all kind of implode on itself. Because it's just so full of, it's just so expensive to make games, so everything has to be geared around trying to make money back off that. Speaking of box types, going back to the current discussion and not a cynical AJ hates modernity and he's a big Luddite. Those boxes that I'm stamping on right now, big and metally, yeah, you can't destroy them with a jump, you can't even destroy them with a spin. So, what you do is this. For some reason, Crash has a body slam in his arsenal. He must be an Ultimate Warrior fan. Or, Way, there we go. Actually, that's more like a 5-star frog splash. Here we go, hang on. Hey, look at that. Look at that for a frog splash. That's amazing. A Bandicoot splash. Yes, I'm finding a way to work wrestling references into this. You can bet your ass I'm doing that. You see up there, look. That's what I was talking about before. Those are boxes that are not physical yet. So you have to hit one of those metal boxes with an exclamation mark, and that will make them an actual thing. But they count as boxes nonetheless, so you kind of have to do that. So this is a bit tricky. So you have to do, there we go, first up. Because there's the, oh no, that's another box that is yet to be formed. All a bit weird. There we go, here's one, there you go, and then, ooh. There you go. And then you see, look, that box has now become a thing. Zing, there we go. Oh, now this is a bitch. Right, here we go. There we go. Because we have to get back over here to get these 2 boxes over here. Bammo, and then bammo. But now we've got to be careful because we have to somehow bounce off these boxes, get them all, but also not plummet to our doom. 1, 2, bollocks. This has now got really evil. No! No! Ball sacks. Anyway, yeah, that can get a bit evil. We're on level 4, and already this game's a bit evil if you want to go for 100% completion. That's the theme of these games. Like, it made the basic game a bit easier. It's a lot easier just to do the game. But if you want to go for 100%, motherfucker, you better be ready to put in the work. Let's do this. So, boing. I also like the fact that I don't know if it does it in this game, but I think in Crash Bandicoot 3, if you set a TNT box off and then just run off, it just explodes early anyway. It doesn't count down properly. It's just like, oh, okay, you've stopped. Hey, I'm about to explode. Oh, you don't care anyway. I'm just going to blow up anyway. Because you don't give a shit. There we go. So... Right, okay. I think I see what happened last time. Because like I say, if you jump on one of these boxes once and then off, and then you jump on them again, they break first time. They don't do the 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. So, 1, 2, 3. So there we go. So now we do this. Oh, God. So, I'm a bit rusty. This isn't quite as bad as Stuntman, where I'm just like, oh, I haven't played this in, you know, a while. Aces all of the first 5 levels with no retries. So, 1, 2, 3. There we go. There you go. It's all coming back to me now. Lovely. Boing. There we go. Doop. So, yeah, fuck it. We may as well complete the first hub level. We're running good on time anyway, so boom. And then we go down to this pit where random ratty things escape from the ground, or they don't. Just fuck you, and then fuck you. There we go. Boing. And then for some reason that makes a mushroom to appear. You know, because metaphors, I guess. I don't know. Boing. Fuck you. And then slide. And then fuck you. The multiple ways of fucking, as demonstrated by Crash Bandicoot. I'm just going to not finish that sentence. That's officially going to be the name of my autobiography at this point. I'm just not going to finish that sentence. Whee! It's been like a friend of mine who once joked that the name of her autobiography would be ... because they're a C word. And the whole point of the book would be trying to work out who the C word of the title was. Ironically, she's Australian as well. Maybe it was Crash Bandicoot that made me appreciate most things Australian, because I like V8 supercars, some of my best friends are Australian, I like rugby, which they quite like, I like beer, which they like, I like barbecues, which they like, I like the sunshine, which they like, and, you know, don't like their rugby team, because they don't like the England rugby team, but anyway, so we are pretty much all the way through the first hub, the first hub level. As you can see, there are some gems that you can't pick up yet, but we'll come to them later in the game. Now, I'm just going to save here, just because, like I say, I remember back in the day when I played this, sometimes the last few levels in this hub world, that's a scary thumbnail, the last few levels in this hub would sometimes crash on loading, some sort of scratch on the disc. So, like I say, I'm not taking any chances after Medal of Honor. The amount of times I'd go into levels and then be like, oh, it's glitched, gotta restart it, gotta sometimes clean the disc and everything. But no, of course, because I saved, it's all fine. Now, this was quite an interesting level. A little bit of a signature of Crash Bandicoot games, the run towards the camera levels, because something massive is chasing you and trying to kill you. In this case, an enormous snowball. Running. Shit. I'm going to jump. And, oh, God, these levels are evil. Now, those mines won't kill you. They'll just blow you up and then sort of... Nice action roll there, Crash, even though you're already in safety. Hang on, I'll demonstrate in a minute. There you go. They'll just slow you down. They're just an annoyance, and they obviously give Crash a sore ass. So you don't really want to do that. I also love his... Whoa! I love his... Whoa, yes. I love his range of, like, facials, and I love the fact he's consistently looking behind him like, whoa, oh, shit, what is that? And then he does that little action, that terrified action roll, which I love, even though he was miles away from the danger by that point. Anyway, another ball. Wait, what? This must be a pretty shitty place to live if you just got to deal with the random prospect of massive balls just rolling down hills. Sounds like it'll be difficult to develop property around here. Up, there we go. And then up. And then we do this, and then round there. And then the ball disappears down there, and whoops. And there's a crystal. Eee, there we go, goodbye. So, you're fucked, mate. Boom, there we go. Now, I know, you know one of the secret levels I talked about earlier that was down a death pit? It's down one of those, but I did a test play before I started recording. It's not that one. I can confirm. Ooh, that's a bit mischievous. Ooh, there you go, boing, boing. If you try and jump through there, that will squash you and kill you, so... Again, various creative ways of killing you. That's basically, do I go for the... No, I've got enough lives already. I will sacrifice it. There we go. Oh my god, we got another one here. Look at this. Look at this bastard. Right. Look at him. Crash is even sighing like... Oh, Jesus, man. Too old for this shit. Right. And then... Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You practice your ability to count to 10. 8, 9, 10. There we go. 1, 3, 4. There's always that fear that you've lost count. Oh, oh no. Oh, Balls! Ball! Oh god, I completely lost count. Shit. Oh! Et voila. I am far too good at old games. And, really need a life. Anyway, doobie-doobie-doo. Somebody's gonna be impressed by... Whoa! Somebody's gonna be impressed by that. Nice little speed pads there. Doing. So, let's get back to the simple process of running in a straight line. Whoop! And not falling down death pits. And not being blown up. Which we're failing at. Rather. Now, this is the thing on these levels. That's where these levels get evil if you're trying to go for the... Oh, God. If you're trying to go for the gems. I don't know if they count boxes being crushed by the ball as towards the total. So, I'm gonna... Oh. And then that happens. So, you gotta be very careful. Like I say, I'm not sure if they count, so I'm not going to take the risk. But then, that leads itself to its own problems. So, oh, bollocks. Balls! Massive testicles. Anyway. Massive, sweaty... No, I'm not going to go on a bollock-based rant. Oh, right, focus. Focus, man. Hocus pocus. Let's do this. Running. Oh, God. And then... Oh, Oh, this is not going well. Luckily, I've already amassed 27 lives, so that's okay. We're not at any risk of a game over just yet. There you go. And then we... Bollocks! Bollocks, fuck, bollock, bollocking, bollock, fuck, bollocks. Yes. It has that level of old game frustration. Ooh, it's just creeping in a little bit. So let's stay calm. Destroy the box. There we go. Just take a pause, and we're good. Right. So speed boosts. Gets a fuck. And then mines to slow us back down again. So we have to try and get the boxes from behind those fences without getting electrocuted. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Bollocks. Bollocking, fucking cheesy burger, big old car freshener. Anyway. Oh, oh, you can tell this is an old game. You can tell it has that level of slightly sadistic, just one more go-ism. And I always run over that mine. Right, we'll do this bastard level. Doobie-doobie-doo. I mean, my rule is if I get to the end of a level and realise I've missed one of the boxes, I'm not going back. But if it kills me... yes! There you go. Your action roll was fully justified, sir. And, yeah, there's no going back. So, yeah, there you go. Ooh, we had to work hard for that one. 5 levels in, and this game's already getting, like, slightly swearing, gnashy, teethy levels of frustration. Just the way I like it, really. Well, my heart doesn't like that, and neither does my headache. But, does not matter. We have a crystal, we have a gem, and that means we get to see Crash's sweet-ass moves, which he uses to pull all the hot bandicoots on the dance floor in, I don't know, Aku Town, whatever. Oh, we also get another Star Wars hologram.
Listen up. We are not without enemies.
Oh, really?
Some of them you may even recognize.
And you, presumably, because you tried to kill me with them last time.
They can attack you on your way to the next one. To get to the next warp room, use the platform that appears in the center of the room. Good luck.
Okay. Which, I'm just gonna... Again, I probably am guilty of throwing way too much logic into these games. Let's go and have a boss fight, shall we? Oh, he's like, shall we have a boss fight? Yeah, I want a boss fight. Thumbs up to that. Yeah, it throws another kind of plot hole in there. If he's so desperate for me to get the crystals, why doesn't he help me defeat these bosses? And if these bosses are sent by him, including this mad, loony bunny... Oh, gold. Ripperoo! Oh, he's a kangaroo. He's not a bunny at all. Boing, boing. Right. Okay. Right, you can't hit him yet. Okay. Oh, the nitro ones. They are evil. So the whole point of this boss fight is you kind of have to find the bits where he does not... Right. Pow! There we go. 3 bits of health. And then... So, you basically have to kind of follow him around. Good! Right, and then there we go. So you kind of have to time it so you avoid the explosions as they go. Oh god, this bit's a bit evil. Boing, boing, boing. If I stay in this corner, it should be fine. Yep, that's fine. Pow! Eat it, motherfucker. But yeah, my whole plot hole thing was... Oh, God. Right, so they're going to go off first. And then... Oh, dear. And then we run away. There we go. You see, the old timing hasn't gone away. Oh, gold. Run away. Run the fuck away. Oh, that is close. But, ultimately... we get that satisfying little path there as well. I love that. That's that sort of... There we go. So, that's the first hub level beaten. The first 5 levels in the game beaten. And the first boss fight kicked firmly up the rectum. So, rectum damn near killed him, as it goes. Whee! There we go. And we're into the second hub world, which is very snowy. It's a bit cold. More hologram shenanigans to close off episode 1. The Phantom Menace.
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again.
Oh, was he a boss fight in the first game? I can't remember.
There are crystals to be gathered, 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart.
Oh, really?
Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Oh, can they? Can they now?
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise. Crash, I can't keep the data path open this longer. Crash, you need...
So we are left at the end of episode 1 of Armbar Arcade completes Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back with more questions than answers. Look at him there. Look at Crash. With the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's pondering. And he's wondering what the fuck he's doing here. He's like, what am I doing here? I essentially came out to fetch a laptop battery for my sister, and now I might be saving the world, or I might be helping my former nemesis destroy the world whilst having his former henchman destroy him, and I'm very confused, and I just want to break some boxes, really. So, I think that'll do it for the first episode of AJ Completes Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Really hope you're invested in the series. Really hope you're enjoying it so far. Leave a like down below. And, you know, destroy the comments like I've destroyed all the boxes in these levels. And specifically, I want you to comment below your favourite 90s platformer. And if you didn't have one, if you just were weird like that and didn't enjoy platforming games, in which place you had a weird childhood, comment below your favourite video game character of the 90s. So your favourite platformer. If you're a Mario kid, that's fine. I won't judge, you know, too much. Or if you like Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, fucking Spyro. Man, I love Spyro the Dragon. Rayman. I like Ray. Can we give a shout out, by the way, to Gex, Deep Cover Gecko? If any of you remember him, holler at me in the comments right now. Meantime, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to head off and probably take some more ibuprofen for my headache. And I'll see you guys next time in the Armbar Arcade.